Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Tom, aka Nostradamus, the world's greatest stock and crypto trader on the planet, delivering silver platters. All I do is win. Melez in the house. Good morning, brother. How you doing, brother? Had a good boom. Ooh, had a good boom this morning. Trying to keep the stress levels down. Not easy, bro. How you doing, Melez? My portfolio's looking good, baby. Uh-oh. Usually when it climbs up that high before it starts going down, it's usually not a good sign. Let's see. Error. Good ass machine. I didn't have this in the freezer that long and it's already slushy. JT in the house. How you doing, brother? Oh my goodness. Casca's ears must be burning. Casca in the house. How you doing, sister? We just mentioned you yesterday. 129 over 82. I'll take it. What is that? What is what? Mamacita. Yeah, we were saying how you would like curtsy in every now and then. The drink. Oh, polar water. It's orange vanilla. It's really good. And that you haven't been here in a long time. Even I just drink water mostly. Nice. Yeah, well, I don't know. I kind of want to get off the canned drinks, but I got to figure something out. Like just plain water. I don't know. I'm constantly trying to improve my diet. I've been working harder this week than normal, but it's hard to do like perfect. Ginger ale doesn't count. Oh, it counts. Oh, don't you double charge me. Ginger ale is full of a lot of sugar, isn't it? Or ginger ale definitely counts. It's not. It's probably health. It's obviously you're probably obviously healthier than like Pepsi and Coke and Mountain Dew and energy drinks. I'm pretty sure it's high in the fructose, corn syrup. Unless you get like, there's probably some like good, expensive brands that you can get where they use cane sugar. Not some people say that's not that bad. I don't know. The debate's out on that one. I would imagine that a lot of even cane sugar is not good for you. Look at Bitcoin cruising at an altitude of 107,600 feet. I need to get some sound effects for like fasten your seatbelts. This is your captain speaking. We're reaching a high altitude. Turbulence could be high. What's 8 at? Who knows? Who cares? F crypto. Well, don't you rush. Don't you rush me, Casca. We got a program over here. We're gonna talk about the stock market. 8 is at 58 cents. Not so hot. I should have sold at $1.30. All right, Coinbase. Oh my goodness. Can we slow this one down? Like I legit would have been better holding my Coinbase and not buying Hood and Rocket. That are up. I'm up. I'm up on Hood and Rocket Lab, but I would have been up more if I would have just held Coinbase and like the 40 shares MicroStrategy. It's not a huge difference, but it's starting, like Coinbase is starting to, like, this is insane. What is going on with Coinbase? Rocket Lab, $34. Ricky's banging his head on the table. We got Robinhood that Ricky called a top, $72 top. It just hit 85. Blue skies. Rocket Lab, blue skies. Coinbase, technically blue skies if you don't count its IPO price that it plummeted from. It's a synthetic blue skies, I would say. This doesn't count. Like this right here, above this, 369, I'm considering blue skies. This day one IPO shenanigans, I'm not counting that shit. I wouldn't say ADA's crashing. All alts were getting hammered. Oh shoot. Hopefully you didn't hear that. I just burped. Sorry. I don't burp that often. I think I subconsciously burped because you were here. Meta Planet. Chicken was talking about how this one's getting ready to blast off. I don't know why he's so bullish on this. He may end up being right, but I don't. These Bitcoin proxies, F all that. How about the Coinbase Bitcoin proxy? It's got a real business. They don't go out and just buy Bitcoin and dilute shares to buy more Bitcoin. I'm going to burp, so I'm going to mute. That one would have grossed you out. Because I'm a rocket man. Profit and loss, 114,000 for the year. Not bad. I looked at my overall portfolio total and it's getting there. It's getting to the point where I definitely don't want to see that go big time the other direction. This is my retirement account. You know what I'm saying? Gonna live when I'm old. I mean, when I'm crazy old, I'm already old. E-mini S&P up 12. NASDAQ up 130. $1.30. What's gold doing? Gold down $6. Bonds down 16 ticks, but 114.07. So 114's starting to be respectable. We can rate cut. I think we need another 3 to 5 points to the upside to get some safety. Getting tired of all these politicians, Vance and Trump, like, ooh, and people on Twitter that regurgitate because they got JD Vance and Trump's nuts in their mouth. Other countries are rate cutting and blah, 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 and this and that. And it doesn't matter. Go look up /ZB bonds. That is 1,000,000% what dictates rates. It's that simple. It really is. How are bonds doing? Can we sell debt? Can we lower rates? It's not. I mean, it's a little bit rocket surgery, but I'm by no means an expert, but I know enough to know if ZB is at the lower end of a range and blah, 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 rates aren't getting cut. It's been moving up. And interestingly enough, Powell's saying, yeah, rate cuts are on the table later this year. You know what I'm saying? He will change his tune if bonds tank. I guarantee it. That's almost a guarantee. Guarantee. Are the spying cubes at all-time highs? Ooh. Not quite. Pretty freaking close. This is the cash, less than 1% away. Oh, yeah, we are at all-time highs. The cubes are at all-time highs. All-time highs. NASDAQ, all-time highs. We are at all-time highs. We just had a war, a one-day war. Iran, Iran, it's Iran. Israel fighting each other. Talking about nuclear missiles. Our bases are getting attacked with missiles. Ukraine, Russia, closing the Strait of Hormuz. Inflation is rampant. Housing markets crashing. Stock markets at all-time highs. All-time highs. SPX is not, but the NASDAQ is. SPX is less than 1% away. Check in on Coinbase. $360. Look at that rocket ship. Blue skies. Is that blue? No, we're going to call this blue skies. And synthetic blue skies. Potentially a double top. We'll have to see how this plays out. The algorithms are trying to figure out what to do here. Hood, blue skies. You can't even hardly read this chart because of Ricky's bad call. Oh, don't you double charge me. Top 5 in the house. Ricky in the house. Ricky, oh, I feel so bad for you, bro. I feel so sorry for you. All the gains you missed out with Robinhood, all the gains you missed out with Coinbase. That's fine. Maybe I didn't have enough solid enough track record for you 2 years ago when I loaded the flotilla on $67 Coinbase. It was a bear market. People were I get it. I didn't build any faith yet. I was also accumulating Cardano and Ethereum and Bitcoin, and those are all up considerably. Not up as much as Coinbase. I mean, Coinbase is a legit 5x plus at this moment. 68. Let's see. 360 divided by 68. 5.29x. Boom! MMA and Neo looking juicy. All right, mRNA. Yeah. Poor Ricky. I want you to win, bro. I really do. I'm glad you haven't lost your confidence, which is great and amazing. I don't know how you have any confidence after the run you've been on. What's that guy's name? He lives in Vegas now. He used to be in LA. Graham Stephan. He had a monkey pick stocks that is like exponentially better at picking stocks than you. I don't. What are losses? I don't compute. What's this CCM? This is the Anthony Pompliano Bitcoin rug pull. And I said avoid with Ricky's money. Palantir. Ooh, JT. JT, I'm surprised you didn't already beat your chest. You've let you lose any money on Neo Space, and you got your money back on Space. Like you barely got your money back, right? Have you put money on Neo and or didn't you buy Neo and sell it for like a quick little hit, or you're just up a little bit? I don't hate your mRNA play. I mean, I wouldn't invest in it, but I don't hate it. They'll probably get a little COVID run. your oh your thesis on they got some stuff in phase 3 trials is a bad. That's gambling. You're gambling, but if they got some skin in a new COVID game, the fear. They're gonna. They pay to have articles written that like, oh, there's a new variant of COVID coming out. Get your vaccine. Better get your booster. Please fasten your seatbelts. This is your captain speaking. We're currently cruising at an altitude of 33,800 feet. Blue skies. Blue skies ahead. We're in, actually, you could unfasten your seatbelt. We're in blue skies. It's fantastic weather outside. We got a great view. We're going to come back down and just little tap, tap, tap on this all-time high support and then off to the races. Is that what we're going to do? Going to get rid of this because that played out. Not the time perfectly, but we can do this. We're going to go like that. Next stop, we're going to be cruising up in an altitude of about 45,000 feet. Yeah, I messed up. Even though I think, yeah, we already said that, bitch. Like I still think I still like the comfort. I don't wear masks when I go out, but it does give me a nice Linus blanket feeling. I do feel like it helps some, or it could help some. There's a lot of opinions and distortion of scientific facts. Curtsy and leave. Yeah, she's stuck around longer than normal. She hasn't gotten enough attention. She hasn't gotten enough whistles yet. I'm doing some grooming stuff. Uh-oh, what does that mean? You're shaving? You're trimming down below? Like, what are you talking about? Cutting your toenails? Meaning I'll be lurking. The MVRV, this is a metric that I do like watching. We're not even close to the danger zone. Ear hair pruning. Ooh. Ricky's Rock Johnson. I'll tell you what, it's pretty exciting time to be in these markets. All indexes about to break all-time highs and go into blue sky. Literally money falling from the skies, and it's only getting easier. Make sure to take advantage. I am taking advantage. Bitcoin Max. Oh, James Wynn got liquidated again. That guy's a clown. He's the Kramer of crypto. Speaking of crypto, oh, Coinbase is pulling down a hair. Robinhood is pulling down a hair. Boo. Let's get into crypto. I'm talking about Cardano and Midnight. How much Midnight are you going to get? Theorycraft. Ricardo Menendez, my favorite tow truck driver. How you doing? Long time no see. I hold 100K ADA. How many minutes? he got the clickbait got him. We'll get into that in a bit. I think it's let's talk about crypto for like 2 minutes and then I'll answer your question. Bitcoin 107.8. Let's go, baby. I'm starting to get excited again. Like I've been super excited about stocks, which is kind of lame because it's in my retirement account. I can't even enjoy it, but I can enjoy the fact that if I don't F it up, I got a 1 to 2, like a I don't know, a few years of runway. She meant hair pruning. You mean like a rabbit? Rocket Lab having some engine trouble. What are you talking about? New missions. We are in dress rehearsal. Like if this were to blow, so this is what kind of sucks. Like if this were to blow up, that would, which could happen. Not going to be good for the stock. You definitely don't want to have you definitely don't want a full port into something like Rocket Lab. Scrub. The hell is this? That looks like a little toy rocket. I'm going to refrain from commenting. They do some DEI over at Rocket Lab, it looks like. Very average size. Mini Christmas. Does this thing not take off? That was annoying. And what are you talking about engine trouble? Bitcoin dominant 65.6. Bitcoin market cap 2.14. Total only at 3.27. Which is above the previous all-time high. Alts not so. Alts, we need Bitcoin to blast off. And then a little bit of pullback on the dominance, and then altcoins and Ethereum. We got to watch Ethereum 2,400, making a nice little comeback. We need this one to explode. Cardano at 58 cents. We're going to talk about that in a second. Ondo 78 cents. Gert should be up nice. Solana. I don't know. Those Solana suicide. Thank you for calling the Solana Suicide Watch hotline. Please don't do it. Thank you for calling the Stack Suicide Hotline. Thank you for calling the Celestia Suicide. Even Sui's not doing that great. Sui, the belle of the ball. Don't even get me started on my sweet AI. That's almost a 100% loss. I will never, ever, ever buy dumb shit again, especially in crypto. C-Pool, Shardy B, way to wreck. She's nonstop talking about how great her calls are lately. She's giving her subscribers calls. Before she started selling to subscribers, she shilled C-Pool at like 20 some cents. And how she did a big size on it, which I think is bullshit. I think she got paid by the team and then maybe invested some, but it probably also dumped on your face and didn't say nothing. Selective memory. She's only going to tell you, like most people on Twitter and YouTube and whatever, they're only going to tell you what they got right. Not every now and then they might throw in, oh yeah, I was wrong on that one, just to act like they're humble. I'll sit here and tell you everything I've done wrong. Nike. was a big one. Celestia, big one. Stacks is looking like it could be wrong, but I'll probably at least break even on that one. What else did I do that was really stupid? Trump. Ugh. Min swap. Getting hammered on min swap. Anything Cardano CNT that I bought, just been a full loss. Morgan Stanley said today it expects Jerome Powell and the Fed to deliver 7 rate cuts. I doubt that, bro. All right, let's talk about how much midnight are you going to get? I think I forgot to bookmark one of them. This is Theory Craft. No, Snack. I made money on Snack. I don't own any now. I didn't make a lot. Yeah, there was another tweet I was reading. I never got to his answer, but this guy says midnight total supply 24 billion. So let's theory craft what the price of midnight would be. I'm going to guess. So 24 billion. I guess they're releasing it all. For every 100 ADA you hold, you'll receive 26 night. It'll probably be a bit more. It's based off the 50%. 12 billion of the night goes to ADA holders, but you have to have more than 100 ADA to even claim it. So he theory crafts 26 night. So if you have 100,000 ADA, you'll get 2,600 night. Ricardo? Let me double check my math. 100. 1, 2, 3. Divided by 100 is 10,000. No. What? 1,000. Yeah, times 26. 26,000 night. I predict midnight to probably be like 20 cents times 0.2. $5,000. Sassy Baka in the house. How are you doing? What's your target on Rocket Lab? Excellent question, my friend. Rocket Lab is a recent. I think you're new to the channel. This might be your first time here. I have what are called silver platters. They are my picks. They come along every now and then. I'll be like, this is a silver platter. It's not financial advice. I've yet to be wrong, but I will be wrong eventually. Rocket Lab is a recent silver platter delivery that I've given out. You know, I bought it in the like around 20. Started buying it at $26.92, and then I bought some more at $29.75. We were kind of waiting to see if it was going to go down to like 24. Ricky was getting greedy, wanting 22. You've kind of tangented me on the Cardano thing, but let me answer this real quick. Currently at 33. I think this is an easy 100 billion. If it gets crazy, if they're successful, $200 billion company. So like 14 billion now, 10x, $300 Rocket Lab's not out of the question. Now there's risks. If they start blowing up rockets and losing contracts, you know what I'm saying? But they're supposed to go cash flow positive. They've got hypersonic missiles and government contracts and things like that. I'm not an expert on Rocket Lab. I haven't done a lot of research, but there's a lot of social momentum. There's a lot of retail momentum. I'm unsure about the institutional momentum. There's a lot of good signs there. I think it's a high quality stock. It's about 10% of my portfolio. Tom has a selective memory. We got greedy. No. I considered that it could come down to, when it was right here, that it could come down to 24, and then like 23 was in consideration, but once it rebounded, I'm like, nope. And the market, nope. It was a dynamic fluid situation. Nope, I don't own Tesla. I've had a little bit recently, but I agree. Space is one area where it's also, yeah, ASTS. I missed that one. I missed out on ASTS. I'm big on space. I'm not buying it. Like I wasn't buying it now. You know what I'm saying? I missed it, bro. And it's only like a $14 billion company still. But like, if anything, I would sell some Rocket Lab to buy this, but space. Oh yeah. Don't see, Seth, we got this really bad trader in the house. He's called Ricky. He wants to invest in Neo and space, you know, the Richard Branson shit where they take airplanes and then put a rocket on it and they go up into like low orbit for 12 seconds and it costs $300,000. Anyway, you'll get like 26,000 night. If night got to $1, which is possible in a bull run, currently at $1 right now, night would be the 8th largest crypto. It would be worth more than Cardano. So I don't know. I don't really see that happening. I think 20 cents and $5,000 is not out of the question. If the amount of night you get is correct, who knows, dude? And who knows when we're even going to get it, bro? They haven't really talked when it's happening. And I heard it's going to be done with like Hydra. Like Hydra's not even, they've only like labbed that shit with Doom. So who knows when we're ever going to get that shit. Night still in like midnight. What is that? Midnight dot goddamn. How to get night. Oh, claimed allocations are initially frozen and they must stall before they can be redeemed. The first step is to claim an allocation, wait for it to thaw. Oh my goodness. If you held a minimum of 100, so you have to have, I don't even think you have to be on a SPO, it looks like. From to be determined to be determined. So this says 2025, so we are getting it this year. Although I'm assuming that's subject to change. I don't remember what the midnight, was it that? Yep, look at me. Midnight. I think they're still in DevNet, or are they in testnet? I'm not even sure. Can't even really, doesn't even really say. About midnight. Yeah, I don't know if they're in testnet. I don't know what they are in. Get in touch. How about a testnet? So they're in testnet. They've been in testnet for a while. So hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. There's your midnight news. No Jason today. Womp womp. Hope he's doing okay. All right, let's check in. Rocket Lab 3375 still cruising. Oh, look at that. It touched. It touched. It found support. Lift off. Like if it does what ASTS did in blue skies, we got some room. Were you in ASTS? Or are you in ASTS too? What other stocks are you in there? Sassy. This hit blue skies and found 14K more. Rocket Lab 3337. I just sold. You just sold Mount. You mean Robinhood? 400%. Nice. That was a silver platter, but I didn't buy it. Are you talking about Robinhood or something else? Because 400%, you would have had to got it at $20. I was pounding the table at 10, but I didn't buy it till 40 because I was. And honestly, I shouldn't have bought it. I should have just stayed in Coinbase and be up more. But I am not going to cry over that little saucer of spilt milk. Luckily, I picked up another 200 shares of that Coinbase back before it went on this crazy run. $100 ago, bro. $100 ago, I bought 200 of those 500 shares back that I sold. All right, let's see. E-mini S&P up 10. NASDAQ up 95. Cooling off a little. Nothing crazy. Let's check in on the Bitcoinster. Bitcoin 108. Watch, it's going to be breaking. There's going to be at least one tweet breaking. Bitcoin has reached 108K. Ramble time. Trump just now said, just now, Iran said, you mind if we shoot missiles at you at 1 p.m.? Trump said, yeah, that's fine. What? Iran needs to do some more missile tests, some more saving face.
That's the amazing thing about the shots. They hit the shots perfectly, and yet it was dead dark. There was no moon. There was no light. It was virtually moonless. It was very dark, and the shots were hit perfectly. But when they get demeaned, and they were very upset about it because they knew how strong it would be. Back in Missouri, the pilots flew about 36 hours, two ways, far distance, and in those incredible B-2s. And we then had the F-22s, and we had the F-35s, and we had other planes, and we had, I think, a total of 52 tankers. That means the big tankers, because the refueling was a lot for all of the different planes that we sent. So the news said we didn't do any damage or didn't really do much. Trump saying the opposite. I don't know what's true, bro. We beat ISIS in a matter of weeks. I was told it would take 4 to 5 years. We did it in a few weeks. And he was great. That's why he's the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff right now, because I had a very good experience with him. He knocked out ISIS in a period of literally a few weeks. Amazing. And it was supposed to take a few years, 5 years to be exact. So we had a great victory there, and we then came here, and I think we had a great victory here. But this is an ongoing fight. The safety of Europe, the safety of the world. And they've raised it from 2% to 5%, something which nobody, and over $1 trillion a year.
It's hilarious. The testosterone drop over the last 30 years. Like there's hardcore rock. 2025. What is this buffet ass music? That's some shit Ricky'd be listening to. What that is.
Secretary of War. In fact, if you look at the old building next to the White House.
Oh, breaking Bitcoin lost 108.
Then we became politically correct, and they called it Secretary of Defense. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to start thinking about changing it, but we feel that way. Do we have any questions, please? Wow. That's a lot of questions.
That's a lot of questions.
Who's a nice person? Oh, you're not a nice person, but I'll let you ask one. Go ahead. What's he going to ask? He is not nice at all.
Oh.
I know him well.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time before flying home. You just said you believe the conflict between Israel and Iran is over. What makes you so confident?
He can
it
be a
is?
little bit of a baby. I
And what do
agree.
you do if it isn't?
Because I dealt with both, and they're both tired, exhausted. They fought very, very hard and very viciously, very violently, and they were both satisfied to go home and get out. And can it start again? I guess someday it can. It could maybe start soon. I think a big telltale sign was when, as you know, Iran somewhat, by not much, violated the ceasefire. And Israel had the planes going out that morning, and there were a lot of them, 52 of them.
This is big right here. Coinbase. Underappreciated. Coinbase is powering crypto integrations for 200 banks, brokerages. I didn't even think about this business. So there'll be crypto as a service for banks. Banks need to custody crypto or they want to offer crypto services. They will probably incorporate Coinbase to do that. Cha Fudgin Ching, bro.
And wait a minute. And I just hope you can give them the respect they deserve, because they came home to fake news. And
Fake news.
Oh, gee, there was hardly any damage. The things are decimated. So, but I think they're very much finished. I think Israel's going to get back to doing what they do, and I think that Iran's going to get back. You know, Iran is
Tesla down 5% right now, going to that 318 line.
They can do things. I don't see them getting back involved in the
Tesla.
nuclear business anymore. I think they've had it. They've been at it for 20 years, and I don't see that happening either. Now,
People
if
are
it
buying the
does,
dip on
we're
hymns, I
always there.
guess.
It won't be me. It'll be somebody else, but we're there. We'll have to do something about it. Yes, please, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, look at...
No, fake news, Ian.
Gosh darn it. I'm so tired of all these big channels biting my rhymes. Digital Asset News. Good morning. GM2. He's James Wynn. Is this the new Kramer? Yeah, the Kramer of crypto, bro. Stop biting my rhymes. No, Ricky said, oh, he said that first.
On Israeli intelligence for your assessment of the impact of the strikes?
No, this is also Iran made the statement. And it's also, if you read the document that was given, that Pete can talk about if you'd like, the document said it could be very severe damage, but they didn't take that. They said it could be limited or it could be very severe. They really didn't know, other than to say it could be limited or it could be very, very severe. And you didn't choose to put that because it was we've people have seen the site, and the site is obliterated, and we think everything nuclear is down there. They didn't take it out. Okay, question? Please, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, blue dress.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Yesterday you said China can now continue to purchase oil from Iran.
Yeah.
Are you giving up on your maximum pressure campaign? Because there
With
are
who?
sanctions right now
With who?
on Iran.
No, look, they just had a war. The war was fought. They fought it bravely. I'm not giving up. They're in the oil business. I mean, I could stop it if I wanted. I could sell China the oil myself. I don't want to do that. They're going to need money to put that country back into shape. We want to see that happen. Would it? No. If they're going to sell oil, they're going to sell oil. We're not taking over the oil. We could have, you know. I used to say with Iraq, keep the oil. I could say it here, too. We could have kept the oil. No, China is going to want to buy oil. They can buy it from us. They can buy it from other people. but you're going to have to put that country back into shape. It desperately needs money. Yeah.
Mr. President.
Yeah, please.
What he just said didn't even make sense.
I'm picking the beauties today. Go ahead.
Mr. President,
Me, Kevin, with the stoner laugh. Is he substituting weed and Adderall for alcohol?
view him the same way. And in addition to that, you mentioned General Kane, your chief of staff, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
General Kane.
Yes, he has said that Mr. Putin has territorial ambitions beyond Ukraine. Do you view that in the same way?
Possible. I mean, it's possible.
For whatever reason, I think the stock market's cooling off because he's speaking. Yeah, Nasdaq's down 50 points from a bit ago. JT says Tesla's going to tank after earnings. Their earnings are a bit out, aren't they? 722, yeah, month out. Yeah, it doesn't matter if their earnings are bad, it doesn't matter as opposed to what their like what the street thinks. You know what I mean? Gosh darn it.
Granite, concrete, and steel.
Can I ask you, are you interested in restarting negotiations with Iran? And if so, have they reciprocated?
So
or is
our
this sort of a
people,
settled
Marco could answer this, but our people are not, I'm not. The way I look at it, they fought, the war's done, and, you know, I could get a statement that they're not going to go nuclear. We're probably going to ask for that, but they're not going to be doing it. But they're not going to be doing it anyway. They've had it. They've had it. Now, maybe someday in the future we'll want that. But I've asked Marco, do you want to draw, I just asked him the question as we were walking on the stage, do you want to draw up a little agreement for them to sign? Because I think we can get them to sign it.
Them signing it doesn't
Marco,
mean
do you want to
shit.
talk about that, please?
Mr. President, I think President Trump has shown a willingness to meet and talk to anybody in the world who's interested in peace. I don't know of any president
Who's
that's
this
been as willing
idiot?
as he has to meet with anyone and talk about peace. We'd love to have peaceful relations with any country in the world.
Why are you letting this
So,
guy talk,
Obviously,
bro?
that'll depend on Iran's
Marco? Who's
willingness Not
Marco?
just to engage in peace, but to negotiate directly with the United States, not through some third country or fourth country process. But I know of no president, probably in our modern history, that's sought peace more than President Trump has.
Sounds like the door is open, but you're in no rush. Is that right? Sounds like the door is open, but
I'll tell you what, look, we're going to talk to them next week with Iran. We may sign an agreement. I don't know. To me, I don't think it's that necessary. I mean, they had a war, they fought. Now they're going back to their world. I don't care if I have an agreement or not. The only thing we'd be asking for is what we were asking for before about we want no nuclear, but we destroyed the nuclear. In other words, it's destroyed. I said, Iran will not have nuclear. Well, we blew it up. It's blown up to kingdom come. And so I don't feel very strongly about it. If we got a document, wouldn't be bad. We're going to meet with them, actually. We're going to meet with them. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Mr. President, Netherlands TV, thank you for visiting our country.
Good.
As I
Thank you.
understood, I, of course, would like to know how you slept last night at the House of the King.
Oh, I slept beautifully.
probably a more serious question. I think you just had a meeting with President Zelensky. Did you discuss any ceasefire in this Russo-Ukrainian war?
No, I wanted to know how he's doing. He was very nice, actually. You know, we had little rough times sometimes. He was, couldn't have been nicer. I think he'd like to see an end to this. I do. I think what I took from the meeting couldn't have been nicer, actually. But I took from the meeting that he'd like to see it end. I think it's a great time to end it. I'm going to speak to Vladimir Putin, see if we can get it ended. But look, these are brave people. They're fighting these wars all over the place. You know, last week they had, I guess, I told you, close to 7,000 young soldiers, Russian and Ukrainian soldiers were killed, 7,000 in 1 week. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'll be speaking to Putin. No, I had a good meeting with Zelensky. And I had a lot of good meetings. We had a lot of good meetings with a lot of people, a lot of great leaders. But he's fighting a brave battle. It's a tough battle. Yeah. Go ahead, white dress.
This guy has a vocabulary of 3 words.
Thank you. Ida Hallikainen from Finland, Ilta-Sanomat. You have played golf with President Alexander Stubb. How do you see Finland as a NATO ally and partner?
You don't know who? No, I don't. Secretary of State? Thank you.
Well, he's a very good golfer. Okay. In fact, he was on his college golf team. He went to a good college in the South, as you know, a very good college, and he was a good golfer. We had a good time. I think my relationship's great. I want to buy icebreakers. You know, you're very good at icebreakers. And I actually made him an offer. I didn't go to Congress. They'll try and impeach me for this. But there's an old, it's not old, it's fairly new, but it's used icebreaker. And I offered him about 1/3 of what he asked for. But we're negotiating. We need icebreakers in the U.S. And if we can get some inexpensively, I'd like to do that. Actually, they'll fix it up, make it good. Also, we may buy some icebreakers. You know, that you're the king of icebreakers, that particular country. They make them good. They make them really good, and they know what they're doing. And so we're negotiating with them for about 15 different icebreakers, but one of them is available now. It's old, and it's, you know.
Leaked photo of the icebreakers they're negotiating.
We're trying to buy it. I'm trying to make a good deal. It's all I do my whole life. My whole life, that's all I do is make deals. Yeah, please.
President.
Go ahead. Sir, go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, a question for NewsHour, Dutch TV. First of all, on Article 5, on your way here, you spoke about the commitment of the U.S. to Article 5, saying, I'll give you my definition once we're here. What is your definition, and may the U.S. commitment to Article 5 change in case some of the NATO members do not reach the threshold that was discussed today? My second question is following up on a colleague on Iran. What intel reports do say that everything over there was obliterated?
Yeah, well, there are numerous of those reports, and they're coming out fast and furious. But the most respected ones we've already seen. And I will say that on a very confidential basis, they're looking at the reports, like numerous reports, and including people going to the site and checking the site. And they're going to be having, I guess you're going to be having over the next couple of days you're going to encapsulate it. But no, the site was obliterated, just like I said it was. And just like the pilots should be given credit for. As far as Article 5, look, when I came here because it was something I'm supposed to be doing, but I left here a little bit differently. I said, I watched the heads of these countries get up, and the love and the passion that they showed for their country was unbelievable. I've never seen quite anything like it. They want to protect their country, and they need the United States. And without the United States, it's not going to be the same. And you can ask Mark, or you can ask any of the people that were there. It was really moving to see it. They love their country. They were so respectful of me because I'm the head of the United States. And I made, you know, the King of Saudi Arabia, when I was in the Middle East, so I was in Qatar for a different reason, not a reason to get shot at. We were in there for economic development reasons, Qatar, UAE, and Saudi Arabia. All three leaders of those countries, and we took back $5.1 trillion into the United States. all three leaders said, you know, you're presiding over the hottest country in the world. The United States right now is the hottest. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants a piece of it. He said, a year ago, your country was dead. You had a deadhead running it. You had a country that was dead, and it was dead. You had people pouring through the borders. You had inflation. You had everything. He said, you've made it in 5 months at that time. You've made it the hottest country. This is the hottest country in the world. The United States right now is the hottest country in the world. And when I was around that table, it was a nice group of people, many of whom I knew from previous. When I saw the passion they had for the country, and almost everyone, and you probably have the tapes,
Bitcoin crashing.
but almost every one of them said, thank God for the United States. Without the United States,
Stock market
we couldn't
crashing.
really have NATO. It wouldn't work.
Oh,
It will
Coinbase,
in the
bro.
future because now they're paying
It's only
much
up a
more money,
buck.
but, it wouldn't work. It was great. And I left here differently. I left here saying that these people really love their countries. It's not a ripoff. And we're here to help them.
For whatever reason, Trump's taking the market.
Okay, we'll do one or two more.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
A question on Spain. Are you satisfied with
Disaster. What happened to Tesla, bro?
No, I do. They're the only country that won't pay the full up.
So, sell the news on
I think it's
Robotaxi.
terrible. And you know,
The NATO revision to spend up to 5%
and that
on defense.
right out of the water with something bad.
Wow.
You know, Spain is the only country that. Are you from Spain?
Yeah.
Good. Congratulations. You're the only country.
Elon
that
happened.
is not paying. I don't know what the problem is. I think
Pal
it's
speech.
bad.
He's been
So we'll make it up. You know what we're gonna
testifying.
do?
Like,
We're
I don't.
negotiating with Spain
Is
on
he?
a trade deal.
That was
We're gonna
done
make them pay
yesterday,
twice
wasn't
as
it?
much. And I'm actually serious about that. We're going to make Spain.
That stoner laugh,
Spain. I have
bro.
so
What
many
is?
people from Spain that it's a great place and they're great people. But Spain is the only country out of all of the countries that refuses to.
Yeah, he does
pay.
talk today.
And
Like
you
he's
know,
talking
so they
right
want a little
now.
bit of a free ride, but they'll have to pay it back to us on trade because I'm not going to let that.
Double
happen. It's
whammy,
unfair.
Orange Man
It's
and
unfair.
Pal
All
taking the
right, sir,
market.
please. Go ahead, right in the back. Yeah, you tall one, the tall man.
Don't talk bad about Trump. I'm going to
Mr. President,
unsub.
Johannes Petra from Austrian National Television.
How are you?
You once said that
I love
you
Trump
would
if I'm
end
making money. I
Ukraine
hate him
war
if the
in 24
market's
hours.
tanking. It's
Said
that simple.
sarcastically,
What's up, you
of course.
bald-headed
But
F?
you've now
Oh
been
my
in
God.
office for 5
Take a
months,
plunger to
5
your
days.
effing head and
Why
F
have
you in
not
the
been
ass.
able
I'd
to
knock
end
those glasses
Ukraine war?
clean
Because it's
off
more
and come
difficult than,
all over
people would
your
have any
goatee.
idea.
What a nice guy we got
It has
here.
been more difficult. Frankly, I had some problems with Zelensky. You may have read about him.
Someone
And it's been more difficult than other wars. I mean,
Woke
look, we
up
just
with
ended a war in
violence.
12 days that was simmering for 30 years, frankly. We ended Rwanda and the Congo. It's coming to sign the documents. We've already signed basic.
I told you this a
documents, but they're
couple
coming, I
times
think,
at
to the
full
White House on
self-drive is
Friday.
very dangerous. We never use it.
We ended.
It might be
Syria
dangerous in your
is gonna go
back
at it.
back
Maybe the most important of all,
your
India
like
and Pakistan.
neck of the woods.
And that wasn't
Your
whether or not they may someday have nukes like we're talking about in the Middle East, like we're talking about with Israel and
this
Iran.
guy doesn't even
This is they have
exist.
nuclear weapons.
Big
They ended
Bay,
that with a
your Gator
series of phone
Dick
calls on trade. I said, look, if you're going to
69.
go fighting each other, it was getting very bad. You know how bad that last attack was. It was really bad. If you're going to go, we're not doing any trade deal. No, you have to do a trade deal. I said, we're not doing any trade deal. And in fact, I had the general, who was very impressive. The general from Pakistan was
Ghost
in my
breaking?
office last week. You know, Prime Minister Modi is a great friend of mine. He's a great gentleman. He's a great man. And I got them to reason. I said, we're not doing a trade deal if you're going to fight. And if you're going to fight each other, we're not doing a trade deal. And you know what? He said, no, I want to do the trade deal. We stopped the nuclear war. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jeff. Here's another beauty, Jeff.
There's another beauty.
He's a beauty, all right.
He's a beauty, all right.
Mr. President, to follow up on Ukraine, will the United States contribute any more money to Ukraine's defense?
I think if I
this
listened to
year
a bunch
for
of
the
Trump,
$5
I could
billion
get
that
his.
allies are giving? And one question: you had another meeting with the Dutch opposition leader, Mr. Wilders. Can you tell us about that meeting?
I can't
And are you
listen to
upset
that
about
much
his
Trump.
Anti-Muslim stance.
I'm not upset about it. It's just his view. He's unhappy with the way things are going in this country and various countries. He was
Tesla
an
keeps
opposition
dropping.
leader, and I was asked to meet with the opposition leader by the people that are running. I think they have some deal where if you have a meeting, you're supposed to meet with an opposition leader. I said, that's strange. We don't do that. But I met with I didn't know him.
Wow.
He seemed like a very nice guy, but he's in opposition to
Is there
people,
news?
and that was set up by the current people.
They're selling the news,
I
but
assume
this
when I
is.
met with the prime minister, you're supposed to meet with the opposition. We'll have to try that sometime in our country. Let's not do it. But I thought he was very good. As far as money going, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of spirit. Look, Vladimir Putin really has to end that war. People are dying at levels that people haven't seen before for a long time. Go ahead. Go ahead. White shirt. Oh, she's all excited.
I'll take your word for it, JT. I don't see a lot of people complaining about it.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine.
Oh.
So my question to you is whether or not the U.S. is ready to sell anti-air missile systems Patriot to Ukraine. We know that Russia has been pounding Ukraine really heavily right now.
Are you living yourself now in Ukraine?
My husband is there.
Wow.
And
I can see you it's amazing.
And me with the kids, I'm in Warsaw actually because he wanted me to be
Is your husband a soldier? No?
He is.
He's there now?
Yeah.
Wow.
There was an
That's
8-car
rough.
pileup.
That's tough. And you're living here?
In Warsaw.
And you're a reporter?
I am.
Good. So let me just tell you, they do want...
This primarily affects 2021 through 2022 Model 3 and Model Y.
Patriots.
Is that what you have?
We're going to see if we can make some available. They're very supplying them to Israel,
There you go.
and they're very effective, 100% effective. Hard to
There
believe
are
how effective. And
unconfirmed
they do want
rumors
that more than
Tesla
any
may
other thing. You
introduce
should probably
imaging
know. It's a
radar.
very good question, and I wish you a lot of luck. I mean, I can see it's
Ongoing
very
frustration.
upsetting to you. So say hello to your husband, okay?
Improvements
Thank
on the
you.
interstate.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. You were criticizing
Where are you from?
Bloomberg News.
Oh, Bloomberg.
You were criticizing.
Yeah,
the
if it's an
Federal
issue,
Reserve
it's a
Chair before
fixable
coming to this
issue.
summit.
Yeah, I think he's terrible.
I
So
was wondering if you've begun interviewing different candidates for the Fed pick.
Yeah, I know within 3 or 4 people who are going to pick. I mean, he goes out pretty soon, fortunately, because I think he's terrible. We have
he's
no
not
inflation. We have
terrible.
a
Powell's
tremendous
doing a good
economy.
job.
Hundreds of billions of dollars of tariff money is pouring in. Factories are being built.
Hundreds
because they
of
want to pay the
billions. Come
tariffs,
on,
so they're
bro.
building them all over the country. I think we're close to $15 trillion. I told you $5.1 trillion from the Middle East alone, but
They're already hitting the road in
There's
Austin.
never been anything like that in the history of our country. But we have no inflation. And we have borrowing because Biden, stupidly, they did short-term debt. So we have borrowing coming. And, we'll go 10 years, maybe longer, maybe shorter, but we'll go a long period of time. when we do
Uh-oh.
the debt. And because of him, because of this guy, we will have to pay for years. We'll be paying for him.
F
I said to
you
him,
with
"Listen,
your.
There's no inflation." He says, "But maybe there'll be some." That's true. I said, "If there is some, what you do is raise the rate." I'm okay with that. You raise the rate in 2 years from now or in a year from now. But because the rate's high, we have to pay more for debt. It's pretty equal. In other words, if it's 4%, it's 4%. If you drop it a point, you'll pay 3%. So it's fairly equal. Not necessarily, but fairly equal. So we're going to end up paying maybe 2 points or 3 points more. 3 points would be about $900 billion a year.
Videos posted
Because of
online
this
showed that Tesla's
very
robo-taxi
average
driving
mental
over the
person. It's an
speed
average
limit and
mental
in one
person.
case swerving into
I'd
the
say
wrong
low
lane.
in terms of what he does. Low.
Yikes.
Low IQ for what he does, okay? Wait, so unsaid,
So I don't know what's going to happen to Tesla in the short term. Let it tank. The full self-driving is a solvable problem. And robots, bro. You have a 20, so they both do it?
but he's probably a very political guy, I guess. I don't know. I think he's a very stupid person, actually. All right, one more. Let's go. How about you? Go ahead.
What do you need
She
a
looks so
performance
happy and
for?
everything.
Thank you.
That's why I
I'm
picked
from
her.
Spain too. I'm Ana Buch from La Vanguardia. I wanted to know if
You're where from?
He said a
Spain.
couple more. I'll take a couple more questions. 5 questions later.
Corner right there. Shouldn't have said that. That's okay. I do like Spain, by the way. I think it's unfair that they're not paying, but go ahead.
are you going to negotiate directly with Spain about
I'm going to negotiate directly with Spain. I'm going to do it myself. They're going to pay. They'll pay more money this way. You should tell them to go back and pay. You're a reporter. Tell them to go back. They ought to join all of those countries that are paying 5%. Spain's going to be just about the only one that's not.
Oh,
They were the
another
most
one that's
hostile
not.
toward doing it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here's another one.
Here's another one.
We got them all today.
Okay.
We got them
Mr.
all
President,
today.
You talked about expecting some on-the-ground assessments at Fordo and other
Yeah.
sites.
Now here-
Is that
here again.
Israeli and U.S.?
It's been obliterated, Kelly. It's been
What is your message then, sir, to the intelligence community when they present reports? You're not disputing the
Great
DIA
question.
report. You're just
They presented a
exists.
report that wasn't finished. We're talking about something that took place 3 days ago.
I understand that, sir.
The
It's an
report was
initial
done
assessment. So
2
what
days
is
ago.
your-
Wait a minute.
Yes.
They didn't see it. All they can do is take a guess. Now, if you take a look at the pictures, if you take a look how it's all blackened, you know the fire and brimstone is all underground because it's granite and it's all underground. You don't show it.
You think anyone on the defense, over on these defense departments that put these reports out, you think we're going to see some heads roll? Some people get fired?
Oh, where it hit is black with fire. The group that's run by this gentleman, in fact, you may want to talk about it for a second because we're going to issue a report. And I think it's not even a very exciting report at this point. It's been obliterated, totally obliterated. And they did a report, but it was like,
I mean, do we believe Trump? Has it been obliterated? Iran signs a deal. Do we really trust them not to continue to enrich and try and make nuclear bombs?
Tarnished information getting to you, that it's not
I don't
just-
really have a message. I would say issue the report when you know what happened. I wouldn't say that it could be severe or maybe not. They use the word severe.
Oh,
Could be
Jerome
severe,
Powell's
but maybe
actually
it's
in
not.
Meet Kevin.
So people like you picked up and said, oh, it's not severe.
We're just
no,
looking for the
the
text.
report was not a complete report. Yeah, the message was probably wait till you know the answer before you.
And
Go
sir,
ahead.
did you not have a public component to your Zelensky meeting for a tactical reason with President Putin?
Let him answer.
Hello, Mr. Secretary.
Yeah. There's a reason the president.
Mr. Secretary of what?
News for what it is. These pilots.
Who's this guy? I don't know, bro.
These fighters.
Jay, here comes Judge. He asked JT, you don't know who this guy is?
Go into enemy territory, flying 36 hours on behalf of the American people and the world to take out a nuclear
I can
program.
see JT
Is beyond
judging
what
me
anyone in this audience
in
can
his
fathom.
effing warehouse right now
The instinct of CNN, the instinct
with a
of the
can
New
of
York
wax in
Times
one
is
hand
to
and a
try
rag in the
find a
other.
way to spin it for their own political reasons to try to hurt President Trump or our country. They don't care what the troops think.
I do like that
They don't care what
American
the world
flag
thinks.
handkerchief.
They want to spin it to try to make him look bad based on
This
the
guy,
information. Of course, we've all
not
seen
that there's
plenty of
anything wrong with
leakers.
that.
And what
This
do
guy
leakers
is
do? They have
obviously
agendas.
gay, right?
And what do? Do they
This
share the
Marco
whole
guy?
information or just the part that they want?
My gaydar is going off. Beep,
And when
beep,
they
beep.
introduce that preliminary, a preliminary report that's deemed to be a low
He looks like he's
you know what
using
low
Hair
assessment
Club for
means?
men,
Low
too.
confidence in the data in that report. And why is there low confidence? Because all of the evidence of what was just bombed by 12 30,000-pound bombs
I thought
is
it was
buried under
6.
a mountain, devastated and obliterated. So if you want to make an assessment of what happened at Fordo, you better get a big shovel and go really deep because Iran's nuclear program is obliterated. And somebody somewhere is trying to leak something to say, oh, with low confidence, we think maybe it's moderate. Those that dropped the bombs precisely in the right place know exactly what happened when that exploded. And you know who else knows? Iran.
This Secretary of
The table right
Defense,
away.
I'm
Their
assuming?
nuclear capabilities have been set back beyond what they thought were possible because of the courage of a commander-in-chief who led our troops, despite what the fake news wants to say.
But you're not disputing the report said what it said, even though it was initial.
The report said what it said, and it was fine. It was severe, they think, but they had no idea They shouldn't have issued a report until they did.
The
But
drunk?
we've gotten the information. I think Pete said it better than you can say it. And you know, you should be proud, you, especially you, should be proud of those pilots, and you
I
shouldn't
am.
be trying to demean them.
No, there's a
Those
difference
pilots
between
flew
asking
at
about an
great
assessment
risk, a
and
big
the
chance that
skill
they'd
of
never
the
come back home and see their husbands
one
or
is
their
questioning
wives.
the skill
Let
of
me
the
just tell you, you and NBC fake news, which is one of the worst, and CNN, New York Times are all bad. They're sick. There's something wrong with them. You know what? You should be praising those people instead of trying to find some. By getting me, by trying to go and get me,
Bobby,
you're hurting those people. They
Bobby
were devastated. You know, I got a
DVT
call from
247. Trump is such a big baby. Is that one of your alter egos, Ricky?
that the pilots and the
Trump
people
is a
on the
baby.
plane were devastated because they were trying to minimize the
How
attack.
dare you speak
And they
about
all said
our
it was hit.
commander in chief like
But
that,
but
Ricky?
we don't think it was really maybe hit that badly. And they were devastated. They put their lives on the line, and then they have, and I'm not referring to you, but real scum come out and write reports that
And I'm not referring
are
to
as
you.
negative as they could possibly be. It should be the opposite. You should make them heroes and heroines. You should make them really people that they were so devastated when they heard this news. And you know what they said? One of them, I spoke to one of them, said, "So
Ricky's
it's dead
TDS is
inside."
reaching new levels.
Perfect. It was dead on because they don't understand fake news because they have a normal life, except they have to fly very big, very fast planes. But it's a shame. You should be making them heroes. All right, in the back,
Oh, come on, bro.
white jacket. Yeah. Go ahead, give my mic.
And why does he have to have one of those keyboards called a mechanical keyboard? And what's he typing about? Like, what is he typing so much about? Shut the hell up.
Earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think he likes me.
Yeah, it's verified. Meet Kevin's a stoner.
Okay, no.
But do you
He did
regard-
it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
Do you regard your NATO allies, though, as kind of like children, and they're obviously listening to you and they're spending more, and you're obviously appreciative of that. But do you hope that actually they're going to be able to defend themselves, defend Europe on their own, without
I think they need help a little bit at the beginning, and I
But
think
in
they'll
the-
be
in the
able
end-
to. And I think they're going to remember this day. And this was a big day for NATO. You know, this was a very big day. They took it. One of the gentlemen said, you know what? We've been trying to raise money raise the rate for 30 years, he said, 20 years, from almost the beginning. And he's been there for a long time. He said, until you came along, it never happened. What you did is amazing. It's been sort of an amazing day
But do you
for a lot of reasons, but also for that. Yeah, go
Do you
ahead.
think they can do it without you, though, in the future? Can they do it without
Well,
the
ask
United
Mark.
States?
I mean, you have to ask Mark. Okay? So we're heading back. We're heading back. I want to thank these two gentlemen behind me. They're incredible people. Both of
Amazing
them, they're
people.
really- they've done a fantastic
Amazing
job,
people.
and
Fantastic
Susie's in the
job.
front, and she's done great. And Monica, thank you very much. It was quite an exciting time. And we're going to be heading back. We'll be back soon, and we'll see you in Washington, D.C. Remember this, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Wow. Well, that was really entertaining. We got a lot of commentary there. At the same time, let's take a quick look at how the market's reacting, and then we can respond a bit here. This morning in the Alpha report, mind you, we talked about how Circle is now on the third downtrend day, and that it's, you know, a risky momentum play. We also talked about Tesla potentially moving to 318.
AMD's lifting off.
That's literally what's happening on both of these plays.
Silver platter
Both these
that
plays
I
are getting
can't
obliterated
officially
right
call
now
a
on
silver
short-term
platter
momentum.
because I didn't
So
buy.
watch that 318 level. We just bounced.
Holy crap, there's 15 people in the house. Only 5 likes, a bunch of soy
Make sure
boys.
you join meetkevin.com. You can use coupon code JPOW.
Get your
We've currently got
price of my courses are going up too. Get your testosterone booster. All you gotta do is hit the like, hit the prescribe. Prescribe, the doctor is in. Link to my courses down below. Silver platter delivery courses down below. For the low, it is going up, but it's currently for the low price of $390 free. McCain wasn't a hero in his highs. He was at one point. Is that your point? Did he speak out? Does he speak? Like McCain's dead, isn't he? How do you not know that, Tom? I'm over here trying to make money, not trying to be an expert on politics, bro. I'm over here trying to give you silver platters. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get a little NASDAQ, SPX up 13.6. I'm sorry, SPX. What did I say? NASDAQ up 98, making a bit of a comeback. For whatever reason, when a president speaks, he like dipping it. You're over here straight ripping MK the God. Oh, because I have a course? Because you can get my courses? Or because I'm watching him? Like, bro, all he does is throw on CNN or whatever news channel and talks about it. Like you know what I'm saying? You want me to go buy a TV, put it in my room and hook it up to a mixing board and do the same thing? There's nothing special about that, bro. So I'm just going to see what he's got saying. I needed to take care of some snapshots on a sand that I set up. So I'll let you listen to it. I'll let you listen to Trump talk while I was listening. I gave my little opinion here and there, but I'm not trying to rip off Meet Kevin. I don't like, there's things about Meet Kevin I like. There's things about him I can't stand. I do think he's a scam artist. I don't want to take his viewers. His viewers are 99% simp retards that have to be hand-fed picks and opinions and things like that. I want to teach you how to trade, how to make good trades. And you're a tough one, bro. Like, I'm trying to make you independent. Meet Kevin, you're not independent. You're sitting there, oh, what does Meet Kevin tell me to buy? I'm going to go buy it. Ooh, better put a 20% trailing stop loss in. Oh, market's good. We can trim it down to, oh wait, market's bad. We need to make our stop trailing stop losses 7%. Oh, we got to watch these lines. If it hits this line, we got to do that. Be sure to buy my course on technical analysis and what's his other dumb course? The mentality of money or whatever. Dude wasn't even trading stocks 5 years ago and he's got a course on technical analysis. Give me a break. Where's the alpha report so we can rip again? I don't know. Need to ask bitch ass Jason. Probably his alpha reports are, you mean poo poop report? The microphone chick. NASDAQ down like 10 points in the last 2 minutes. I'll say something. Coinbase only up 5. I should have sold those calls. Hood at 83.80, still looking good. Tesla at 323, finding support. What did Meet Kevin say? Like 317? It lost the 20, which would be 329. We got the 200 at 311. The 50 at 308. Next stop's 295 potentially. And then lower. You know, I did have a theory that I sell Coinbase really high near peak bull market and hopefully Tesla's really cheap and I can buy a bunch of that up. There for a while, Tesla was kicking Coinbase's ass. Now that patience, have to have a little patience. Am I still going to want to buy Tesla? Well, it's a fluid situation. I'm definitely going to want to sell my Coinbase if it continues to just go insanely high priced. We get towards the end of the year where it should be the end of the bull market. Well, I think Coinbase is a fantastic stock. That doesn't mean it can't get greatly overvalued and it's going to get hammered in a crypto bear market. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to want to sell it. Let that bear market play out, and then we can probably pick it back up cheap again. You know what I'm saying, dog? That's too many. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? It's fine, but 37 times, that's too many times. Circle continuing to get destroyed. That one was way overcooked. Space. We didn't even look at Ricky's bad plays. Neo. Neo must have opened, gapped up, and then crashed back down. I don't know what happened there. That's like an mRNA. A play I don't hate, but I wouldn't buy. Jimmy, another one I told you to get out of. That should be a silver platter. I told you to get the hell out of this, that it was a terrible play. Palantir, I think, is an excellent stock, but I don't know. Limited upside. How much, like, is it going to be a $1 trillion company? Probably. That's a 3x, but what kind of time horizon? I also said I was starting there was a moment. Jimmy? Are you talking about Jimmy? There was a moment where I liked the potential risk. It was a brief, momentary lapse of judgment. Barnswoggle, P. Horsetooth in the house. Palantir will be our new government soon. What are you talking about? Soon. I already know everything about you. There was a brief moment where Jimmy was interesting to me, but it's 100% shit show over there. I've said numerous times lately, douchebag CEO, scandalous CEO. They are just our shadow government. Oh, thank you for correcting me. What question do you still have about Midnight? I don't know how much, but I do know this. If you're not short up here, you're doing it wrong. I disagree, Dr. James Schultz. Just in, Trump federal Fed Chair Jerome Powell is a very stupid person. There's a lot of Trump followers that are going to agree with that, but I hate to break it to you. Jerome's doing a good job. Bonds down 19 ticks, bro. I mean, it's going up. The last rate cut, bonds were like 120. Or maybe not. They might have been like 126. Well, look when rate cuts happen and where bonds are. Jerome is a man. I like Jerome. He's a smart dude. I think he's doing a great job. He doesn't really let politics get involved. Like 90%, 10% of them, I do think. And he gets pissed off at Trump. Is he being vendetta? I don't know. Can't forget to zoom out on BKSY. I don't know what BKSY is. Is that a rocket stock? What is this? Black Sky Technology. Space-based intelligent company in North America. Interesting. Is that on my rocket list? It is not. They probably use places like Rocket Lab to launch satellites or something. I'm going to put this in. It's not really a rocket. Oh, what's their market cap? $546 million. Do some research on that one, Ricky. That one's interesting. I don't know why it's up so much. Why black? This is probably going to be a paywall or ads. Look at this shit. Following news about the company new satellite program. What did Shardy B just say? BTCSR test. What is the S? Reversal. I don't know what the S stands for. BKSY, $17. Four-star liquidity. Oh, wow. It's set to closing only. What the hell? Hard to borrow. That's lame. It's going to sell a put, but it won't let me. Currently down 35 cents. I'm going to watch this one, bro.
They said, we're going to shoot him. Is 1 o'clock okay? They said, it's fine. And everybody was emptied off the bed.
Want a free peptide guide? I gotta pee, guys. AOC owns Bitcoin. Hey, baby. SoFi to let members buy, sell, and hold crypto. SoFi in play. Oh, shit. We missed that one. So early. $17 billion market cap. What's Robinhood at? Robin. 74 and Coinbase around the same. 89. All right, let's wrap this up. Get a T check. Only 6 likes. Lame. Powell dealt with the pandemic better than other countries. USA was not hit as hard. Yeah, I think he's done a fantastic job. SPX up 8, NASDAQ up 80, cooled off a little bit. Coinbase back up 9, Hood up 220, 84 handle. Little Rocket Lab. Ricky's over there begging for this one to crash. You're probably going to bed praying for a rocket to blow up, knowing your vengeful ass. You can't wait just to like really pound the table. Whoa, you really picked a bad one there, Tom. That silver platter really tanked. Bitcoin 107.5. Wednesday come out of the cannon like an effing missile.